Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. This is the Israelite School UPK Tuesday Brotherhood class. We'll be going over rank and power in the Bible for Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. Okay. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button. Give me a sec while I share it around. Sharing that. Make sure you get ready, come and attend the I.S.U.P.K. Indiana gun permit party. We're having a gun permit party this Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. at 2630 East 10th Street at the school here. And sharing that. Hold on a sec. Permit party. We're having a gun permit party this Sunday. Turn that down. And through in there, that's where you can get help from the brothers who have already successfully got their gun permit, applied online, and got their gun permits. You can get assistance, the right websites, the right things to write down, and all that. And even if you have felonies, all right, come and get some of the expungement information, some of the contact information that we have at the school. You can get a free consultation with a lawyer. We have that information as well. All that good stuff. You want to learn. You want to show up for this. You know what I mean? You want to show up for this. The brothers will be here. If you're interested in getting your gun permit and you haven't got it before, you come check it out and see what can be done about getting that permit. So many brothers just riding dirty. Just say, hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? I got this issue, I got that issue. I ain't even apply. I don't know how to apply. I ain't even think about applying. I just keep it on me. You know what I mean? Come and get apply. It won't hurt nothing. It would only help. Okay? And the never-ending struggle against the man. You understand? Sec. All right. We're going to start with Genesis 1:28. If you have any questions, type them in. We're going to start with Genesis 1:28. About rank and power in the Bible. First, let's get the definition of rank. All right. Let's get the definition of rank so brothers can have an understanding of what we're talking about. Okay. Rank. All right. Hold on a second. A position in the hierarchy of the armed forces. All right. Example, an army officer of a fairly high rank. Okay. That's another one. A line of soldiers or police officers drawn up abreast. All right. They were drawn up outside their barracks in long ranks. All right, ranks. We're going to go with the first definition. A position in the hierarchy of the armed forces. UPK, we are armed forces. We are not only armed with the physical weapons, but with the spiritual weapons as well, and the knowledge as well. The practical knowledge. That is what we ultimately arm ourselves with, is the practical knowledge in the scriptures. Okay, that you learn here in the Israelite School UPK. Now let's get the definition of power. All right. Power. The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Or two, the capability or ability to direct or influence. We're going to go with definition two, this one right here. The capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. The ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. All these things are in the scriptures. All these things, these two definitions I just read, they're in the scriptures as a good thing for us, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men. First, let's get 1 Corinthians 4 and 20. First Corinthians 4 and 20. First Corinthians 4 and 20. For the kingdom of the Most High God is not in word, but in power. But in power. The kingdom of the Most High is not in word, but in power. What is that power? That power to influence directly or indirectly the behavior of others. That is the power of the Most High, of the scriptures, of what we teach in the Israelite School of UPK. We will teach you the power, first of all, to discipline yourself. That's where it all begins. In order to discipline and put in order the things around you, you have to put yourself in order first as a black, Hispanic, or Native American man, or even as a black, Hispanic, or Native American woman, or even as a black, Hispanic, and Native American child. That is what you can directly control. That is you exhibiting your first forms of power, of your power. You understand? Now, if drugs and weed, things that are destroying you, if you're letting that have power over you and you cannot stop those things, that's because you don't have power and you're not exercising power. You're not exercising your power. All right. Those are the things you can learn, those things, and get more and get stronger in the Israelite School of UPK. Okay. What's one of the ways you can get stronger in the Israelite School of UPK? For you brothers, Hebrew Academy. That's coming up. Hebrew Academy is coming up. Soon we'll be entrenched in the training, in the intense training of the Israelite School of UPK. Soon the whole nation will be engulfed in it week by week. That is you exhibiting power when that training that you get from the Israelite School of UPK, by accomplishing the training, going through the training, you will get more power, more discipline. Your discipline level and your power level are basically on the same level. All right. Most people think power, oh, a guy, he picks up, he deadlifts 200, he deadlifting 800 pounds. Boy, he's powerful. He's squatting 560. Man, he's powerful. But there's a power that's above and beyond the power of lifting a weight. Squatting a barbell, curling a dumbbell. There's a power that far exceeds that. I remember I thought about that when I was younger. I thought to myself, who's more powerful? The president of the United States or the biggest, strongest bodybuilding guy, on the earth? Who's more powerful? And when you think about it, ultimately, when it comes down to it, the president's more powerful. Because if they were to clash, the president would have his Secret Service kill that bodybuilder if it were to clash like that, or put him in prison for threatening the president. The bodybuilder and weightlifter and powerlifter would be powerless against the power of the president. The power that the president wields is 1,000,000 times more powerful than that strongman, than that guy who's lifting up, he's flipping cars, he's benching 600. The power of the president is 10 times, 1,000,000 times more powerful than that man. Can that man with his physical might, can he feed, people? Can he lead the people with just your might, with just your strength? I never went to a job and they just said, all right, who can lift the most weight? All right, he's in charge. Don't work like that. Power. The power we're talking about is the power that Christ talked about. The power of the kingdom. The power of having a kingdom similar to what the president has of America and these presidents of these heathen kingdoms have. Let's get Genesis 1:28. We're going to break it down. Yeah. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. And the Most High blessed them, and the Most High said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. This is what the Most High said to Adam. This is one of the first orders given to Adam to prove to you that rank and power is in the scriptures. Because the Most High is about to give Adam an order to exercise power. All right, let's read it. This is the first thing he told Adam, or one of the first things. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. You subdue something, you put it in submission, you making it bend to your will. And have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Adam was supposed to be the king of the earth because there was other people on earth during that time. So when it said everything that moveth upon the earth, Adam wasn't supposed to be serving no heathens. Adam wasn't supposed to go to some other people and say, tell me what to do. They're supposed to be listening to Adam. Subdued under Adam. Even his woman was supposed to be. Eve. See how we turned out. But at the end of the day, the Most High told Adam to subdue the earth and to have dominion over everything on the earth. If that ain't power, I don't know what is. And the Most High wouldn't tell a man to do something if the man isn't capable of doing it. This is the first incident that we see of power in the scriptures. Now, how does that correlate to today? Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. When you come into the Israelite school, ISUPK, and you start learning this truth, one of the things that you're going to have power over and subdue is your own flesh. What I mean by that? Your own flesh, which means you should be able to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and your flesh shouldn't override that. Your flesh shouldn't override you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Oh, I gotta eat pork. My body's calling for it. Oh, I gotta sleep with this whore. My body's calling for it. You should be able to overcome your flesh and subdue it. have dominion over it with the Spirit of the Lord. Now, after you subdue your own flesh, now you'll be more powerful and ready to subdue other flesh. The main flesh that should be subdued under you is your family, your wife and kids. And we're not talking about going out there and putting them in a headlock and a submission or nothing like that, or beating them up to make them obey you. They should be obeying your words and be seeing your actions and be following you. And you should accept nothing less. Anything less than that, then that should show your disappointment and disapproval of it, to put it back under you. Every man is supposed to rule in his own household. Let's let this noise pass. Every man should rule in his own household. The problem is, in this world, that is frowned upon. A man ruling his own household is frowned upon. You're seen as evil, mean, domineering, and hateful and controlling. All these things, all these words and adjectives they try to attach to a man who's who's putting his household in order, to try to demonize the man. That's what they're trying to do. Now let's get back to the topic. So let's get Deuteronomy 16 and 18. I use my phone. Deuteronomy 16 and 18. Now, let's go to verse 18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord said, we are to make as a nation judges and officers. Now, after a man subdues his own flesh with the Spirit of the Lord by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and he disciplines himself under that, next he starts to work on his family and getting his wife and children to follow and to be disciplined and to be under the power of the Most High, keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Because that's where the power comes from. The power comes from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what you know. That's how you know what to exhibit power for. How do I know that I should abstain from cigarettes? Because the law, statutes, and commandments command so. How do I know that I should abstain from marijuana? Because the Lord, the Most High law, statutes, and commandments tells you so. These are the things. How do I know to not celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween? Because the law, statutes, and commandments tells me so. Not be going to haunted houses and all that, because the law, statutes, and commandments tell me so. Once you do that, then you teach that discipline and that rules and laws to your wife and children. And you tell them that's what we're going to do as well. You tell them that they're going to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments as well. Then from there, we get on to the bigger fish, which is the nation. It's hard enough disciplining yourself. Then it's hard enough, even harder, disciplining your wife and children. Then now we got to start focusing on the nation itself, the kingdom of Israel. Stopping Israel from breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments. Right now, we are commanded by the Most High to teach, to preach, to prophesy to Israel, to let them know, what are we to do. All right, that's where it comes into play right here. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. What are the judges and officers for? The judges are to judge the law, judge the matters of the law, if somebody breaking the law, statutes, and commandments or not. The officers are there to oversee and enforce the law, statutes, and commandments being done across the nation, across the kingdom. Now, we, like in the old days, run around and we catch you on some homosexual stuff, we chopping the head off? No. But we are teaching that the Most High will judge you for that homosexuality. We'll teach that the Most High will judge you for keeping Halloween, going to Halloween parties and birthday parties. The Most High will judge you for that. That's where we have judges and officers. Okay? Once you discipline yourself and discipline your family, then you start having to discipline the nation and teach the nation. And the way you do it is through the fear of the Most High's judgment, we correct ourselves. We correct our children, correct themselves. Our people as a nation, kingdom, will correct themselves through the fear of the Most High's judgment. When you know the Most High will judge you for keeping pagan holidays, you know what the Lord Most High is capable of and how he feels about it, you more inclined to stop doing it. Once you fully understand the fear of the Most High, you will definitely stop. You will stop celebrating Halloween. You will stop getting dressed up. You will stop trick-or-treating. You will stop your children from doing it as well, if you know what's best for them. All right. Let's get 1 Chronicles chapter 27, verse 34. First Chronicles 27 and 34. And after Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar, and the general of the king's army was Joab. Joab was the general under the king. Who's our king? Christ is our king. But then under that is the generals. This is where you get not only powers in the Bible, but rank is in the Bible. See, Christianity got you all twisted. Christianity got you thinking everything's about a song and a dance. When in actuality, this Bible is about rank and power. Okay? So, a general, he is a rank. All right? What's a general's job? A general is to be over things in general. And what is that general over for? To keep things in accordance with the law, statutes, and commandments under the king. The king can't be everywhere. The king needs a voice. The king, lots of times, can't do all the speaking and talking because the king has weighty matters on their mind. That's the purpose of a king, having somebody speak for them, so they can contemplate the weighty matters without having to speak and talk it out with everybody. The king don't want to have to talk it out with everybody. The king wants to lay out what he wants done, and he wants it being done. That's why he has generals. The king, which is Christ, a black man named Jesus Christ, has laid out the foundation of the nation of what he wants our people to do. It's the general's jobs to oversee those things in general, to keep it in accordance with what the king wants. That's the general's job in the ISUPK and more. But that is, well, according to we're going along with this lesson of rank and power. That's what their job entails. That's what they're focusing on, to do the will of the most of Christ and what he said once, how he wants the nation. They're going to make it so. Let's get Deuteronomy 20 and 9. Check online if you got any questions. And if you have questions, go ahead and type them in. Hold on one second. If you have questions, go ahead and type them in. Get on YouTube. Deuteronomy 20 and 9. Shalom. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, all the brothers and sisters who coming into class. Sorry in Christ. Here, where we at? Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 9. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. Then there's captains of the army to lead the people. That's a captain's job, to lead the people. The general job is to oversee everything in general that is in accordance to the will of the Most High and how Christ wants it. The king. Captain's job are to oversee and watch over and lead the people. And how are they to lead the people? Simple. Lead them into keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. See, that's the blueprint. That's the goal. That's the thing that we are in here to achieve, which is that perfection in the keeping of the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. So there you have it. Captains. Let's get 1 Chronicles chapter 12. First Chronicles chapter 12. Now these are they that came to David to Ziklag, while he yet kept himself close because of Saul, the son of Kish. King David was on the run from King Saul. And they were among the mighty men, helpers of the war. What was the war about? God, the Most High, said that David will sit on the throne. But Saul did not want David to sit on the throne. So that was the war. The war was between David and his men and Saul and his men. The Most High wanted David on the throne. All right. That's the mighty men in the wars. David and his men. That's what we're dealing with. Hey, Shalom, no Christ, Warren. That's what we're dealing with. All right. Let's get Ezekiel 37 and 10. Okay, I'm sorry first. All right. So we're going to reiterate what the class is over. It's over rank and power in the Bible, in the scriptures. Make sure you type in your questions in and all of that. So all these men are helpers in the war. And what is the war? The war is keeping, because we are the chosen people of the Lord now.
Right.
Ezekiel 37:10. Let's get it.
Ezekiel 37 and 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them. And
so, if I could, I'm going to break that down. The Lord told Ezekiel to prophesy. What did he tell him to prophesy? The same thing he told all of us, to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's the power part. When you keep that discipline within yourself, then you got to discipline your family, your wife and children. Then we got to work on the nation. That's what we got to raise up. So Ezekiel was doing just that, prophesying as the Lord commanded. Go ahead.
And they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
That's the power. And then here comes the rank. All right. They stood on their feet, an exceeding great army. That's why we read the definition of rank earlier. It's a hierarchy within the army. Go ahead, warrior.
Lucky, quick question, sir. So when it says they lived and they stood upon their feet, it's talking about they learned how to follow the Most High on the law, statutes, and commandments. Is that what that means?
Yes, but it's more to it. Think of that part as when it says stand on their feet, like we're already walking around. Right. Black people are already walking and getting up and sitting down all the day, all the time. But we're not standing up on our feet. What I mean by that is picture all the different nations. Our nation is not standing up.
Right.
Our nation is bowing down to the white man.
Begging the oppressor for help.
We are bowed down to the white man right now.
Right.
We're not standing up. You understand? To where all the other nations can see that's a king, that's a nation right there.
Right.
You understand? When you look at other people, you like, that's a people right there. The Vietnamese, that's a people. They got a Vietnamese army. They Vietnamese people. You know what I mean? If you fuck with them, they're not bowing down and begged over. They're on their feet.
Right.
You understand? You're dealing with somebody who's on their feet. Now you're dealing with us. You're dealing with somebody who's already bowed down and bent over. Right. You know what I mean? And dried out and dead. Okay. So that's kind of what it's talking about.
It's lucky, if I could.
Go ahead.
Even when it comes to the gay movement, like they are considered a nation.
They're on their feet. I'll tell you that.
Right,
I wouldn't say they ain't a nation, but they on their feet.
Right.
The LGBTQ community, they are on their feet. They ain't bowed down and bent over and begging for nothing.
Right.
They are on their feet. You understand?
Right.
So this is where the rank comes into line, because the power is keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Now the rank is us being standing up in the rank.
Right.
You understand? Because the rank means something.
Okay.
Without the rank, there's no hierarchy. There's no rank. There's nothing really. You just got a group of guys. Right. You know what I'm saying? A group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's what I always used to say. Five tight knit in rank men can accomplish more than 50 loosely knit guys. Right. Because when stuff go down, them 5 men can stick together and get it in. When the stuff go down, no 50 loosely knit guys, they're gonna all split up, every man for himself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Picture 5 guys on the corner who are on the same mission, like Navy SEAL type, SEAL Team 6 type. And then you got 50 guys who are just cool. They all, on the fraternity together. When the shots start firing, them fraternity guys, they all gonna start running. What's that run? Get out the way, nigga, move. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go ahead.
It's lucky. What you bring it out is such a heavy point. Mm-hmm. And like the oppressor understands this. That's why whenever a hierarchy was established and somebody get the question in the hierarchy, like that's why the oppressor and all these other heathen nations will put them to death. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because like you said, we'd rather have 5 standing together than 50 weak and frail and well, I'm the leader today. We'll all be the leader tomorrow.
They ain't even got no leaders. They just doing what they want to do, but they just happen to be doing it all together. Right. Like a Christian church. Right. Like when that white boy went in that Christian church, they all just was like, hey, I don't know, watch every man for himself. Get down, hide. He just went and did what he did. Right. But if they was all together and they stood together and said, well, you can't, you know what I mean? We were all together. And hey, we're going to have to attack you together, or you're going to have to kill us all together. He'll have a harder time dealing with them, as opposed to 10 people hiding under chairs all over the motherfucking spot. Like he's walking up to each one individually, shooting them.
Kind of a God, if I could.
Go ahead.
Like you said, together, they were like 2 black people died, and also the white shooter died. You get what I'm saying? Because they would have knew we doing this together, and regardless of the outcome, we got faith in each other that this devil ain't walking out of here alive. Mm-hmm. He's not walking out of here alive.
And even more so, they'll say, I'm not going to let him get away with this. Right. I'm not going to let him shoot my brother, shoot my, what you call. Right. You understand? I'm going to do something about it. Right. And that's being tight knit. You know what I mean? But loosely associated, shit, sister, so-and-so, you better move, run. Everybody running and ducking and hiding, for every man for himself at that point. Right. And that's what's going to happen in this kingdom when things get worse in this kingdom. That's why we tell black people, gather together. Black people, we are together. We here. We got fraternities. We got black people I got black friends, black church. Y'all are not together. Because when stuff happens, y'all gonna be every man for themselves. Right. Go ahead.
It's lucky, if I could, one last thing, and I'm done.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And if they really served the Lord the way that they claim, that devil would have never ended up in that church in the first place. Yeah.
That goes into what we were talking about earlier, the power. Our power is the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments. That's where we get our strength from. That's where we get our direction from. That's where we can lead the people with that base of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. Let's get Exodus 15:3.
Okay. You say Exodus 15:3, sir?
Mm-hmm. And without them laws, statutes, and commandments, we would have no power. We would have none.
Right. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war.
Lord is a man of war. In war, you have rank and power. The rank is the hierarchy. The power is the giving of the orders and commands. That's the power that comes into play. And the Most High is all about that. He's all about the war, the rank, and the power. Okay? Let's get 2 Corinthians 10:4.
Okay, let me finish up the rest of this.
Oh, good. All right, because because it's Christian, most people think, oh, y'all got like some rank system and having a man over me or man over you. That's wicked. That's wrong. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. He a man just like me, and got all these different complaints and gripes about the rank and the power in the Israelite school of UPK.
Right.
But they don't. That's because they Christian and they don't know what the hell they talking about, and they're wicked. Okay, wicked person doesn't want somebody over them.
Right. If I could.
Doesn't want somebody correcting them, because when they're being wicked, they don't want to be told they're being wicked and they're wrong. Go ahead.
Right. I want to read the scripture again. It says, "The Lord is a man of war, and the Lord is his name." Now, if we was to translate the Lord's name into the Hebrew, it would read, "The power is a man of war, and the power is his name," which goes right into what you were saying about rank and power. You get what I'm saying? Like people, like
it's all about that.
Damn right, because the Christian church, they don't give a damn about no rank and order, and the only power that goes in the Christian church is really given to the women. And it's given to one man, which is the pastor, who is the most homosexual, effeminate, child molesting, baby raping, thieving piece of crap that you could think of. And then from him, it goes strictly to the women.
And then what does that pastor do with that power? Does he enforce and encourage the law, statutes, and commandments? Does he influence people to keep the law, statutes, and commandments with that power? And then that's why he don't have the power of the Most High.
Right.
And he never will. The Most High wants us to use our power in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and influencing others to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's power. All right. That's the power of the Lord. That's not, power of anything else. That's the power of the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Because in that kingdom, we're going to have the ultimate power as well. If you could, can you pass me that strong right there?
Come, sir. You got a cup?
Yep, that's up here.
Let me get your cup, sir.
Oh, you got me? Wow. So these are the things that are important. But in this world, they are frowned upon. When a black man, wife and his kids obey him, and they're not celebrating Halloween and Christmas, that's frowned upon in this kingdom.
Right.
All right, let's get 2 Corinthians 10:4.
Got
That's frowned upon in this kingdom. Oh, they're kids that should have fun. No, that's not the law, statutes, and commandments.
2 Corinthians, what, sir?
10:4. 2 Corinthians 10:4.
And if I could,
go ahead
to speak on what you just said, like, this pagan holiday, it's I think it's Halloween first, then Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Halloween is this Saturday, actually.
Right. So I went to go pick my baby up from the daycare, right? And the lady tells me about a Halloween party. She's like, "We're gonna have a Halloween party." I'm like, "All right." And she was like, "Yeah, so Blase Scoop XYZ." I'm like, "Look, we don't celebrate Halloween in my household." She's like, and she was just shocked and appalled. That's a lady I ain't never met before, so she don't know about me. You get what I'm saying? But when I said I don't celebrate Halloween, she's like, "Oh, you don't celebrate Halloween?" I'm like, "Yep." I said, "We don't celebrate Halloween." I said, "We don't celebrate any pagan holidays in my household." You know what I'm saying? And she was just flabbergasted, shocked, and appalled. She didn't know what to say. She just literally turned around and walked away, walked back into the daycare. Like, she didn't know what to say. I'm like, "Yeah, we don't celebrate any of them pagan holidays." She's like, "It's gonna be a Halloween party Thursday because they want to do it before the day of Halloween." I said, "Yeah, she won't be coming Thursday." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm be at home with her. She's not going. She's not to be around these festivities. She's not to be a part of any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that in my household. And she just couldn't believe that a black man has the power to make decisions like that.
And what's even more spiritual about it is make decisions about the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's where the real demon jump on her. Right. Because you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Now that is true ultimate power.
Right.
But that right there is a power that they have never the lights of some they've never seen before. These heathens have never seen black people with that much power to deny something fun, to deny a good time, to deny having a party and having a day off and having fun and giving gifts and eating good. When have you know what I mean? When have they ever seen blacks who would deny those things?
Right.
You understand? So that right there to them is true. To them, it's like this is something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not good. All right. In their eyes. So let's get the scripture. 2 Corinthians 10:4.
I had the wrong scripture for
first
or second Corinthians?
2 Corinthians 10:4.
10:4. How is that?
See, most Christians think you're not supposed to have no rank, and then they see we have rank and we want more rank and more power. That's even they like that's a sin on top of a sin.
Right.
To them.
Right.
That's a sin on top of a sin. But in all actuality, that's how it should be.
Damn right.
You understand? We should want that rank and that power over our people to influence them. But like we said, we did the definition of power is being able to influence somebody, influence someone. Now we influencing our people to keep the law, statutes, commandments. That's what we're doing with our power. And that's what's giving us more power.
2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Our weapons is that we put our power into, that what really matters to us isn't carnal weapons, isn't guns and pistols and knives. We ain't thinking that's really going to get us the kingdom.
Right.
We know that is not going to get us the kingdom. Those are for defense. Go ahead.
Okay. But mighty through God.
But this is our power. This is our war. It's mighty through the Most High. Go ahead.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
Pulling down of strongholds. The strongholds of the Christian church.
Right.
The strongholds of Christmas, Easter, Halloween. The strongholds of the drug dealing and sinning and whoring and prostituting.
Right.
Those are strongholds in people's minds. There's people who think prostituting is the only way they can live. Just prostituting. That's the only way of life. That's the way of life they know. That's their stronghold. Same with people selling drugs. That's the only way they know. That's the only thing they know in life. Like this is how it's supposed to be. That's a stronghold that we fight against.
Working for the white man.
Exactly. Working for the white man, voting, trying to become a part of this empire, and trying to get in the service or be a politician. That's a stronghold.
Right.
They think it's as good. A stronghold is something that you can go inside for safety.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a stronghold is like one of them towers. They can go inside the tower and the enemy can't get them. They like safe. They feel safe if they voting, if they trusting in the white man's system. They think nothing can get them now. I did the right thing today. I got a pen that says I voted. Did you vote? See, this you ain't you if something do you wrong, it's your fault because you didn't vote.
You can't complain about it.
Yeah, you can't complain because they feel safe in their stronghold of voting and trusting in this kingdom.
Right.
But we warring against those strongholds in people's minds. Go ahead.
Like right now, the city of Philadelphia is in a war state. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they felt strong, and they felt like they had a stronghold in that city, believing in the oppressor, believing in the white man and his law, statutes, and commandments that the white man puts in place, not the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And now you see what's going on in Philadelphia. It's a war zone.
I've been seeing the footage.
Right.
I want to see more of it because I didn't see that much of the footage.
They say 30 cops got messed up.
30 cops injured, basically.
Yeah,
I think I did see something like that.
And that just goes to show you, like once more, we don't condone violence in ISUPK. But eventually the crap is going to hit the fan. You understand? Like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, like waking up to what's going on is one thing, and a lot of people is waking up to what's going on. But to truly fight against what's going on in the world, you have to join the ISUPK
Have to.
under Commander Gen.YAHANNA.
Damn right. Clap that up. You have to.
Damn right.
Because at the end of the day, the Lord, see, if they was in the UPK, they would have the power and they would have this knowledge.
Right.
The Lord is behind it. The Lord is not going to let them march and tear down the city and then get justice.
Right.
The Lord is going to have them march, tear down the city, and then get everything get even worse.
Right.
Because now they just have a toe down city, and the police not even going to show up. And the police then, when they do show up, they're going to get back to killing. The Lord is going to make everything in this world that we trust in the eternal in us until we turn to the Most High.
Right.
All right. Now that's power in the knowledge that we know. We know that knowledge already. Now they're going to try to make a difference by running the streets and marching and protesting. It's not going to make a difference.
Right.
All right. So let's get 1 Timothy 1:18.
Okay.
Because today's class is about rank and power. All right. Brothers should want more rank and power if they are that type of brother, because that means you are over more responsibilities. You are stronger. You are wiser. That's like you got men. Most men say, I want a lot of kids. Okay, you want a lot of kids. That's a lot of responsibility as well. You can't just say, I want 10, 12, 30 kids and think, you're just going to have all them kids and then get to do what? Go live life how you want to live it? You're going to have to live life over with the responsibility of all those 30 people, of all them 10, 12 people, 5, 6 people.
1 Timothy what, sir?
1:18.
Okay.
Now, if there's the men that actually stand up in that, that's commendable. The men that stand up in that is commendable. So the men that want more rank and power, that means they want to enforce the law, statutes, and commandments upon more people and influence it upon more people. That's admirable. That's a good thing. Right. We should want a brother to push the law, statutes, and commandments over hundreds and thousands of people.
Right.
We should be influencing all type of people to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And one of the commandments is paying your tithes.
Right.
Paying your tithes to the Israelite school UPK. So that's the cut for them people in the world who's sitting back at home on the internet. My name is Yakub Yisrael Yakub. At home talking about, I teach people the law, statutes, and commandments. I teach people to Israel. You're not doing the job because you're not paying your tithes to who you paying your tithes to. You're not paying it to the priests and prophets in the Israelite school UPK. So you're not doing the job. You're not being admirable.
Right.
You're trying to go around the side way. You're not trying to go through the straight gate. All right.
And if I could,
go ahead, Ward.
And no matter where he think he learned this knowledge from, it all comes out of one West. Mm-hmm. No matter who he think he learned it from, when he think he learned it, none of that matters. There's only one group of priests and prophets on the face of this planet that was teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are, and that is the ISUPK, point blank, period.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. Let's get 1 Timothy 1:18.
Kind. 1 Timothy 1:18. This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou be them mightiest.
By them mightest.
It's a lucky. That by them mightest war a good warfare.
Mightest war a good warfare. What does he mean by that? That's code. He's talking about by teaching them brothers and having them keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
We should be very serious about our law, statutes, and commandments, and,
right.
and teaching it and enforcing it and influencing the people. Go ahead.
Like a good warfare is like this past camp we just had, when we had them 300 flyers and only had 3 left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good warfare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't running up to people trying to pass them out. People was coming up to us getting them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a damn good warfare.
Mm-hmm. And that reminds me, we're probably going to go back out there next week.
What's that?
You understand? Because that's a good, beautiful camp spot. You understand? We might go back out there next week. I'm definitely thinking about it. Because we can hit that spot. Man, that was there's tons of people. Man, the Spirit of the Lord was on that corner that day.
Damn right. Damn right.
The Spirit of the Lord, we had the boot kiss and everything. The Spirit of the Lord was on that corner that day.
Right.
All right. So, but yeah, that's what the brother's talking about is extremely right. Brothers should want to get more rank. Brothers, that's not a wicked thing. That is an admirable thing. Brothers should want to get rank raises. And along with that, want to raise more brothers up.
Right.
Because that's how it comes together. We raise up more brothers, we get more powerful. Every new brother we get more powerful. You understand? Because we just influenced another man to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
According to the will of the Most High. That made the kingdom more powerful. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That's what Christ said. What did he mean by that? The brothers and sisters that come together to keep the law, statutes, and commandments in the Israelite school of UPK, this is the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And as we grow, the kingdom of heaven grows. In the kingdom of heaven, there is no child molestation. I.S.U.P.K, there is no child molestation. In the kingdom of heaven, there is no dope fiends. In I.S.U.P.K, there is no dope fiends.
Right.
You understand? This is the kingdom of heaven and what it will be like. The kingdom of heaven is Black, Hispanic, and Native American men ruling in the Spirit of the Lord. Wherever we rule, that's the kingdom of heaven. In this room, this is the kingdom of heaven right here.
Damn right.
Because the men that follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that follow Christ our King, rule this building, rule this room. This is the kingdom of heaven in this room.
Damn right.
Most people think, oh, the kingdom of heaven, you about to be rivers that look like rainbows and flying angels. You about to be flying and stuff. You about to get some wings. And you go, you're going to be flying around. Going to be a big table full of food. Your grandmama going to be there. Tupac going to be there and Biggie. That's what most people think the kingdom of heaven is. You're going to get there. It's going to be some pearly gates. They're going to open up. You're going to walk in on some clouds. And you're just going to be living in the orgasmic state forever.
Right.
That's not the kingdom of heaven. That's never going to happen to you. When you die, that's not what's going to happen. All right? So the kingdom of heaven, Christ said, is within you. So he was talking to the disciples. He was talking to the people that follow him. All right? So we build the kingdom of heaven every day when we raise up more brothers and influence more brothers and sisters to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's our job. At the end of the day, when we keep in the law, statutes, and commandments, paying your tithes, all of that, and we in the rank, that's the job.
Right.
That's the job. All right. So let's get more. Let's get to scripture. Where we at? 1 Timothy 1:18? Let's read that one more time.
1 Timothy 1:18. This charge I commend unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou by them is a good warfare.
Right. And I don't like to use the word like recruiting, because we're not recruiting. We're warning the people.
Right.
We're prophets. We're warning you. We're not recruiting you. We're warning you on what's going to happen. You can obey the warning or not. Okay, but that's what we're doing. We're the watchmen. We're watching for the nation of Israel to teach and prepare and guide the nation of Israel on what's going to happen on the days to come.
Right.
Let's get 2 Timothy 2:2.
2 Timothy 2:2. In the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses is some
That's 2 Timothy 2:2. 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy
2:2.
2 verse 2.
All right, cool.
2 Timothy 2:2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, that some comment thou to fruitful man, who shall be able to teach others also.
What you learned, commit unto faithful men, so that they can teach others also.
Right.
That's the job. We warning the people, and then they heed the warning. Man, they got it right now. The family of Walter Wallace Jr. speaks following the deadly police-involved shooting in West Philadelphia Monday. They didn't call the Israelite School UPK. The Israelite School UPK should be speaking right now.
Right.
Let's hear what she got to say real quick.
Condition when you call 911? No, they already know about it. They already know it's already on his bracket.
It's like his grandmother or something.
Earlier in the day, right?
But it looked like a grandmother.
They there earlier that day?
Right.
Yeah, they was there early that day, and they was standing out there laughing at us. They wasn't trying to help us. They didn't give a damn about us. And my son said, look at them. They standing there laughing at us.
What do you want
So I took my son and I walked, and I left him standing out there. That's what me and my son, we walked down the street and left the cops standing out there. That's it. I'm done. I love y'all. I'm not a
You just asked the question, right? Yeah, no, hold on.
Hey, it look like they got his girl and his son or something on here up here. Man. I'm gonna share it on the Aaron Thurman Facebook page so people can watch it. Look like you got three kids coming up.
Can you give us her name? Give me 1 second. Please.
Y'all be quiet!
How did we laugh?
You shut her up too.
Tell us your name.
Samir,
What's your name?
Jakawa,
What's your name, buddy?
Dana.
Can you tell us about your dad?
Okay, so we need to always hang out, always go places, and we need to always play around.
That's all right, son. Keep going. Be
And
strong. Very, very, be strong. You can do it.
They telling little kids be strong. Damn, I think this is his kids. The brother that got killed, they got his 3 kids up on the mic. And they asking them questions.
got my own dad.
Did he just say racist cop?
Yeah.
Man. Correct.
And black lives still matter.
That's on the Christian part.
Stay strong, man.
Yo, on his fist up like this.
That's it.
Good job. Very good, son. Anything else we can help you with this evening? Dominique. Done. Let's give them your full name, please.
Man, they should be at the Israelite School of UPK.
Right.
They should be at the Israelite School UPK. If they was at the Israel, if that brother was in the Israelite School UPK, this would never happen. It would never happen. All right. This stuff we warned you. We warned Israel about it. We warned Israel that these things was going to happen.
Right.
Israel refused to listen. Israel refused to come to the truth. Hold on 1 second. Shalom, I'm teaching the class right now. Oh, I can get Common Con. I got you. Oh, if you could, can you send me your email? No, I can text it to you. I can text it in Slack. All right, low price. But yeah, if they was in the Israelite School of UPK, this would never happen.
Right.
You understand? It would have never happened. We warning the people now. But how many of them is going to listen? How many of them is going to actually pay attention?
Right.
All right. So that's where there's no power. There's no rank when you out there on your own. There's no rank and there's no power out there. The rank and the power is in the Israelite school of UPK.
Damn right, sir.
And that's what we should want. We should want rank and power. We should want power over this whole damn earth. The Most High told Adam to subdue every damn thing on the earth and have dominion over it. We supposed to have that too. We keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. We supposed to subdue the whole earth under our King Yahushua. Any more in that scripture?
Lucky, sir. I lost my place.
2 Timothy 2:2.
Come, going to it now.
But yeah, that's a sad thing to look at right there. But we warned the people. We've been warning the people of Philadelphia every week for years about this.
2 Timothy 2:3. Therefore, endure hardness as good soldiers of Jesus Christ.
At the end of the day, we're going to have to endure as good soldiers because our brothers are not waking up. Our brothers are not getting in the ranks. We warning our brothers now. They're not listening to the warning. They're not listening to the warning call. They're not obeying the warning that the prophets is telling them. All right. But at the end of the day, that's not our fault. We're gonna teach and influence our people. Some people ain't gonna make it. It's a war. That brother right there, he didn't make it. He lost his battle today. If he was deciding on the fence about coming into the truth, or he seen the I.S.U.P.K on the streets before, he thought we was wild and crazy, but maybe he'd check us out. His warfare is over. He ain't gotta make no more decisions. It's done for him. He's gonna be born again as a baby to live life all over again, and maybe hopefully he make a better decision next time.
Right.
We don't have to be gunned down in the streets in the prime of his life. So we warning the brothers and sisters. We warning the people. All right. Let's get Psalms 144:1. See, the Christian church, they say, oh, they just sit and cry. Oh, it's so sad. So sad it happened. No justice, no peace. Black Lives Matter. They just say a whole bunch of nonsense that don't mean shit. At the end of the day, all that doesn't mean shit. He's in a better place now. Shoot, according to you Christians, he should be happy he got shot and killed.
Right.
He's gonna be in heaven in eternal orgasm.
Right.
He's gonna be with the angels, right?
Right.
So why are you crying? Why are you sad that he's dead and gone? Because the two don't make sense.
Right.
You don't die and go to heaven. You understand? And them Christians know it because they're not trying to die and go. They ain't trying to die either.
Right.
If it's so great, dying is so great. So let's get Psalms 144:1.
Come. Psalms 144:1. The Psalms of David. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
The Lord teaches our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Blessed be the Lord. Hebrew Academy is coming up. We're going to teach brothers the arts of war. Mental, physical, and spiritual. We're going to teach that in the Hebrew Academy. See, but Christians, they say, oh, that's wrong. Y'all doing training stuff. That's wrong. Y'all shouldn't do that. That's evil. Y'all, what y'all planning on doing? What y'all going to do with that? What y'all training for? For a war? Exactly. That's exactly what we're training for. To a Christian mind, that's evil and wrong. They don't have no problem with the white man doing it, though. He can train up U.S. military forces, special forces, Delta forces, Kappa forces, every damn forces they can think of.
Right.
Charlie Murphy and the Delta, all the groups.
Right.
He can train that up. SOCOM Navy SEALs, the Spec Ops motherfuckers, the Deltas, the Rangers. He can train the Black Ops. He can train up all that. the airborne division, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Space Force. He got about 300 different forces.
With a black budget.
You understand? Right. What do you mean by that?
With endless money.
Oh, yeah. Pouring all their money into it.
Right.
They pouring all types of money into that.
Right.
You don't see a problem with that. But you see a problem with the Israelite School of UPK doing our training. It shows you you're a hypocrite.
Right.
It shows you it ain't about the training. It ain't about training for war. It's about you don't want us training for war because you know we have ours in our training. There's power.
Right.
And you know when you see us training, that means black men getting power on the earth.
Damn right, sir.
And you don't want to see the black man with power. But who give a fuck what you want to see? We're gonna get it.
Right.
The men of the UPK, we're gonna get this power. We're gonna get this power and ability and everything, and all the rank and all the soldiers, we're gonna get them all up. We're gonna line them all up. We'll get them off the streets, out the schools, out the libraries, out the jails. We'll get them from every corner on the damn earth.
Right.
We're gonna get our Israelite brothers and put them in rank and power. Let's get more. Any more in the scripture?
Wow.
That's it on that. Let's get Psalms chapter 41, verse 5. See, because most people think rank and power is wrong. And the UPK is not wrong. It's right. All right. We about this military, militant, every aspect of it. We're like the Most High. We are men of war, like the Most High is the God of war.
Right.
Or is the Lord of war. Or man of war.
Psalms 41 and 5. Mine enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish?
That's what we want. That's what King David said. You trying to say what? King David is wrong? The Lord said King David was a man after his own heart.
Right.
God ain't say that about you. So I'm going to go with King David. What'd he say?
My enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish?
Hey, that sounds good to me. We got our enemies speak evil of us. When shall they die and their name perish? Play around if you want to with the UPK. Because this thing is going to a place where nobody wants it to go. Except the brothers and sisters in the UPK, because we want war.
Right.
But this thing, what's going on on this earth, is going to a place where nobody wants it to go, except the Israelite School UPK. You know, we want Christ's return and destruction and hellfire. So
Right.
you don't want that. You don't want what we want. We want the destruction, invasion of chariots and angels, and the cities being burnt down all across the world. Esau being chased into the fields in the wilderness of the world. That's what we want.
Right.
Chains of slaves, miles long, being marched out of these cities into the fields to work. So you don't want what we want.
Right.
But this world is going to that place where none of you people in the world wanted to go. And we warning you, get right with the Most High.
Right.
Before it's too late. Let's get 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. It's in the New Testament. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3.
First Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. That's what it is. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So back to the point, we know that this destruction is coming.
Right.
And we're not going to play around with it. We're going to rank up and order up and get down so we can be ready. So we can be ready. All right. Last scripture. You need the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 42 and 24.
Come.
You got your Apocrypha on your phone or something?
Come.
All right, no sign of Christ.
Ecclesiasticus what? 44?
42 and 24.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, 42 and 24.
And 24.
And 24. All things are double and one against another.
Everything is double. One thing against another. All right. So the UPK, we're trying to. Oh shit, that's wrong. UPK, we're trying to do what? We're trying to warn brothers and sisters so they get into the Israelite school of UPK and change their life and quit their sin and their wicked life. Guess what? There's something else out there. All. Let's see.
Come.
All right.
If I could,
Go ahead.
look for that.
Go ahead.
I would like to finish the scripture. If I could.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
It says, all things are double, one against another, and he hath made nothing imperfect, which is a scripture that cuts these Christian pastors who tells you that, you know what I'm saying, it's wrong to have to hate your enemies. It's wrong that like I hear Christians say, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord doesn't hate, that the Lord is all loving and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is this scripture just lets you know that all things are double. And that's what the scriptures say, that when we take the kingdom, that these heathens is going to serve us double.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to serve us double. And once more, the scriptures say nothing is imperfect. You get what I'm saying? So what the Lord is telling you that we're going to take these other heathen nations into slavery, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the perfect punishment for the crimes that they've committed against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And like you was bringing out earlier, the Christian church and these other nations don't want this because they what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to say what you said earlier, but I'm getting blocked up here.
Really, they're gay.
Yeah, you're right.
They're gay.
You know what I'm saying?
Weak. They're weak.
Right.
They're gay. They're effeminate. All those things. That's all the Christian church is.
Right.
A bunch of weakness, effeminateness, gayness, and all of that rolled into one.
Right.
They ain't about warfare. They ain't masculine. They ain't, war-minded generals, kings, and building our nation or none of that. They ain't worried about none of that. I ain't never heard a damn Christian talk about black people building up our kingdom.
Right.
Building up our nation. Every other kingdom got a nation. White man, he got America. He's Christian. Why can't we have our kingdom? Why can't we have a country?
Right.
Why only the white man get to have? You got Yugoslavia, you got Georgia, you got Greece, you got all these different nations and kingdoms. They can have one, but we can't.
Right.
We got to be the Christian nation. Hell no. That's something ain't right about that.
Damn right.
Yeah, I mean that's gay.
And like the scripture say, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is imperfect. That reminds me of that one precept. Don't I hate them that hate me, Lord, and I hate them with perfect hate.
Damn right. Perfect hatred.
Right, perfect hatred. You understand? Like that's what we gotta have for our goddamn enemies. And the only place that teaches that is the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA.
So it's going to be opposition. It's going to be opposition. That's why we got the rank and order.
Right.
All right. That's why we got to continue to warn our brothers and sisters, gain more soldiers for the battlefield. You understand? Get more troopers and more soldiers for the battlefield because the battle is not over. The battle is really just beginning. All right, for our people. So we got to influence our people to keep them laws, statutes, and commandments. Make sure we speaking out against Halloween, against Christmas, against all these wicked holidays. When people ask us, are we about to celebrate it? We let them know. We ain't got nothing to do with that pagan holiday.
Right.
We ain't doing nothing along with it. I don't care what do you do for Halloween. We're gonna do everything you don't do. If you eat for Halloween, we fasting. If you shit for Halloween, we abstaining from the fucking bathroom.
Right.
Everything you do for these pagan holidays, we are not doing. We are doing the exact opposite. You understand?
Yeah,
So
right.
That's how we roll, and we're gonna get our men to stop being weak under this paganism and start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments as well. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Isaiah.
I'm ready. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to shell themselves of the worlds. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person,
and hold up, if I could, make sure everybody attends the gun permit party we're gonna have this Sunday. Come in, get some help on applying for your gun permit. If you got felonies, get some of this expungement information we have to hopefully get rid of that felony, and then you can get the gun permit. So come in, get some of the information. You're gonna be, learn from the brothers so you can be better prepared for the end days.
Right.
Go ahead. And if I could, that's this Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2630 East 10th Street. 2630 East 10th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. this Sunday, November 1st, and next Sunday, November 8th. Go ahead.
Right. He or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is the commandments. Numbers 18 through 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever so amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The Feast of Dedication. I can't give you the dates right now, but that is the next high holy day coming up. So be prepared, Israel, for the Feast of Dedication. Reminder for Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin boards in the hallways. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And with that being said, imajim, which means to stand. Or panyak gedam, which means to turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Alakuka. Tabah. Ayah. Aisha. Aratazah. Kawah. Ayah. Ashemaya. The third. Lenawah. Kal. Yom. Wasalakinawa. Kabawatinawa. Kabawatinawa. Allah. Abiyana. When it's all one. Abol. Abashina. Mayan. Right. Kayak. The cup. Amalakwa. Watapara. Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. That will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. The prayer for the Hakah, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Abakashah. Thundernaut. Hakah. Laparath. Kalmakah. Wakamarawa. Hakah. Latahar. Amatazariah. Hakah. Lakwati. Amathium. Hakah. Arakawah. Amatamala. Agarsha. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. The water on mud. The prayer for the Hakah, or the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh.
Salaki. I always get tongue twisted right here.
Walahayim.
Malahayim.
Walahayim.
Watazabiyah.
Watazabiyah.
Halawapyahana.
Alawapyahana.
Halawapyah.
Alawapyum.
Azaranyam.
Asaranyam.
Akwatazanyam.
Akayayo.
Walakwati.
Walakwatiyum.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Waraman.
Waraman.
In the English.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And in the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Wayabarka.
Wayabarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Or Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Pinyawa.
Pinyawa.
Awaka.
Alika.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Wayashah.
Wayashah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Pinyawa.
Pinyawa.
Ayaka.
Alika.
Wayasham.
Wayasham.
Laka.
Laka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushah.
Yahushah.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Magun. All destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
Done.
Done. All destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
Done. Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushah.
Yahushah.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
The anointing prayer in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Make his face shine upon thee.
Make his face shine upon
And
thee.
be gracious unto
And be
thee.
gracious unto thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Lift up his countenance unto thee.
Lift up his countenance unto thee.
And give thee peace.
Give thee peace.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
In the name of the loved ones we just named.
Names of the loved ones we just named.
The I.S.U.P.K. curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathens.
To the heathens.
To speak against us.
And speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
Thy teachers.
The
The
teachers.
princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
And the Israelite brothers in the school.
The Israelite brothers in the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathens.
To the heathens.
And shake loose the treasures.
And shake loose the treasures
Of the rich of Israel.
of the rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into that
To
sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and
And
curses.
punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And the drug
And
dealers.
their drug dealers.
Court system.
The court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments are enemies.
All the governments who are enemies.
MLS synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic
The
Church.
Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
Gay movement.
The gay movement.
Lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
That's the space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airways.
Cable access channels.
The cable access channels.
And the radio channels.
And the radio channels.
Convict the spirits
Convict the spirit
of any of that people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop us
that seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathens
to all the
that
heathens
stand in the way
that stand in the way
and try to stop
or
us
try to stop us
from broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go
Cause them to go
to and fro
to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake the house
shake the house
of the thief
of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh,
Let Yahushua,
Michael,
Michael,
and Gabriel
and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucer
come down with the flying
and
saucers
punish all the heathens
and punish all the heathens
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak that word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it be known
Cause to be known
by all.
by all
It is the angels that have done it.
that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it be spread
Cause to be spread
throughout the media,
throughout the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at they come.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
And the name of Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means to turn, face the teacher. Man of Israel, courtesy salute to the teacher. Man of Israel, Maj Shabbat, Amaj, Barak, Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shabrak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
that's what ta. Courtesy salute to the sisters watching online. Man of Israel, Maj Shabbat, Amaj, Barak, Yahweh
Yahweh
Shemal
Shema Ba Hashem Yahushua.
That's what ta. Class dismissed. That's right.